All right, so I got my hands on a new tool. This is for diagnostic purposes, right? So it's called a smoke leak detector by Vxscan, right? So this is a V4 model, right? So basically this is a vacuum leak tester, right? I'm not a sponsor by Vxscan, but I was looking for a new smoke machine, and I decided to check this one out. I did a little review on it, make sure everything is cool. So let's open it up and see exactly what we get in the box, right? So let's put the box to the side. As I said, man, this is the V4 model. Okay, so those who don't know what a smoke machine is and what it does, right? I mean, you could Google it, but I'm just gonna show you a little presentation of it and what its uses for. Okay, it comes with some adapters. We're gonna get to that, but let's get to the unit. Which one is the box? Where do you open it? So you open it up like this. Okay, it's not bad. It's really small. A small unit. I thought it was gonna be bigger. I mean, they say size does matter, but in this case, let's see how powerful and useful this tool is, right? So as I said, man, it comes with some adapters. This is a cone shape. This comes with basically all tools. I mean, all smoke machine, right? It comes with a little bottle so you can fill up, using baby oil, of course, right? What else we got? We got a funnel. We got a bladder. We could pump it up. Let's see. Okay, you could pump this up and stuff it in the exhaust or inside the hose that go into the throttle. So I'm just going to leave this pump up and see how long it lasts and if it leaks. You have a valve on it. Oh, okay, that's a valve to block it off, right? To release the pressure. And through this hose here, you could pump the smoke that will enter that hose that's going to the throttle body. What is this for? I'm not sure what this is for. Probably got to read the manual and see what this is for. It's a power cable, right? I mean, it's a basic power cable. Where do it go to? It goes to right here. Just push it in, right? Okay, that's what's up. It comes with these fittings. Most likely, this is for the hook to go right here, right? If you want to hang it on the vehicle. And this, I believe they say this was for like the purge valve. If you want to take the valve out and you want to get some air in here, the purge setup and the Evap setup, I believe, use that, right? This is the silicone hose that goes to the side of the unit, right? It looks like it has a long length, which is good. And we got the manual. So I'm not gonna read this out, but let's see exactly what its capabilities are, right, and what you use it for, right? So they say basically anytime you get that P0443 purge control circuit down to that P0469 Evap purge issue, you can use this tool to discover where that vacuum leak is, or that, if air is seeping in or whatever you want. And you can also figure out different things you can use with this tool. I mean, I can check for exhaust leaks, right? Pump the smoke through the exhaust and check, to see if I'm any leaks in the exhaust itself that can cause a vacuum leak or, cause the O2 sensor to go haywire. What else can I use this for? If I want, I can pressure up the gas tank, right? And pump with some smoke, right? To see if you have any leaks there as well. What else can I use this for? Let's say we have an issue where, we're going to rough either P0171, right? System 2 lean. I can, pressure up the system and check for vacuum leaks, see if it's coming from the booster side or if it's coming from the, anywhere on the engine. These holes tend to, dry rot after a while. And yeah, I mean, it's real good. And also too, I like the little gauge where you can check for the size of the leak, right? So we're gonna power it up in a bit, and I'm gonna show you exactly how this works, right? Got a little strap where if you want, you can put the cable, your little thing right here, so you're always on the go, right? You can roll this up and do the same thing, right? But most likely I'm gonna just set this up in a pouch or something like that. Yeah, it's nothing fancy with this tool, but is I really like how small and compact it is. Right, you got a little gauge here, right? You got a little oil in it. It didn't come with the oil. I put some oil on it. As you see, I need to put some oil because I'm gonna demonstrate how to use this, right? So you put the little funnel there and you know, use the baby oil, right? Let me get the baby oil. You don't need to use no special type of oil. You just get Johnson and Johnson and whatever this brand is. I mean, it's cheap ass oil, so you just put it in and that's it, mineral oil, right? And you're good to go. So let me put this on a vehicle and show you exactly how this works, right? Yeah, that's what's up, man. And it got a gauge on top here where you can, you know, alter the pressure that's in here, right? It goes all the way up to 20 psi, right? And if you want, you can switch the gauge, which is good, right? So straight to the point, quick. I mean, I'm definitely gonna be using this, you know, going forward. I do have a old school smoke machine that I made some years ago, and it still works. But I mean, for $120, you can't go wrong. You also have a 5% coupon if you get it off of Amazon. You can check it out. And the reason why I went with the V4 instead of V3, the V3 don't have this gauge and stuff like that. It's just a plain small, you know, smoke machine. So I need to see these, the units and how much air I'm pumping into the system. So that's why I went with this. You think, yes, I could have went with other competitors, which is like all tool and stuff like that. I'm not saying nothing wrong with them. I mean, I did have access to them and use them many times, but I mean, I just needed something small where I can, you know, just put it inside the vehicle and keep it moving, right? Where I was looking at this and some others and comparing it, and I choose to go with this model, right? What we got set up here is the smoke machine, right? I just put it on. I just got my power supply hooked up, so we're going to see if we could get some, you know, air and smoke out of this, right? So if you toggle this valve right here, you'll be able to increase the, you know, the pressure right here, and you can see exactly if you got a, you know, a large leak or not. And let's press this button right here. Let's see if we can make some smoke. So I'm going to change my units to PSI. Okay, and let's see if we can get some smoke out of this. But we gotta let it warm up. I definitely do have some oil in here. You got a gauge right here that's telling you the min and the max. So let's see if we could create some smoke. Oh, it's that quick, that easy. Look. And if we want, we can reduce. I gotta screw this up because I didn't screw it all the way in. Alright, we got a lot of smoke right now. So we could back off a little bit and reduce the amount of smoke that we induce into the engine. And if you want, we can, you know, add more. Now watching the gauge right now. Let's put our finger right here, and you see the gauge is going up. It's the pressure. And if I want to increase the pressure, I can adjust the gauge on top here. So when you go clockwise, you add more smoke, and if I want, I could back off. All right. So if you want, you can use that. It's going up to 20 psi, which is a lot of smoke. I mean, I'm not gonna use all that, right? So yeah, that's what's up. It looked like it's definitely gonna be a good addition to my arsenal. Right, let's stop this. Right, as I said, man, it comes with the jar if you want to keep a little baby oil with you, a little funnel. This is if you want to take off the Evap valve. Right, you got a connector where you can screw the onto the Evap and just pump the smoke in like this. Right, if you want to go through the throttle, you can go through this way. I can pump up the bag right here and induce the smoke. Okay, so yeah, that's what's up, man. So, matter of fact, let's take it on a vehicle and see if we could see some leaks, I guess. All right, so I got a Honda CR-V, right? This vehicle doesn't have any vacuum leak, at least that I know of, right? But I'm gonna see how fast we can do a vacuum leak test, you know, with this V4 by Vxscan, right? So we're gonna put this on. Okay, let's see how fast we could create some smoke. Just want it right here. So you got the air side, you got the, and then also got the smoke side. Let's see if we could create some smoke real quick. You probably just gotta warm up. Just gonna add some pressure. Okay, let's see. So if you want, you can just use the air side, and you see the gauge going up. I'm not sure if you can see that, right? But what we're going to do next, we're going to take this tube and we're just going to stick it right in here and pump some smoke into this intake hose, right? And look for any kind of vacuum leak, right? So, you just take a little light, and just make sure you seal it as best as you can, and you just look around for any leaks, right? So you ask yourself, what that for? This is for, I got a little leak right here, but that's because this pipe is stuck up, right? But I got too much pressure on it, so let's back off some. Okay, we're gonna back off some of this pressure. That's why we got all that smoke. Yep. You get when you don't read instructions, so let's back off some of this. And we're gonna check, look around for any kind of leaks. All right, you're gonna get a little bit here because this hose is type hard, so it's not sealing properly. All right, I'm trying my best to seal it. Let's come off some of the pressure. All right, so with that now, we seen a little smoke, but nothing to talk about. So we're just looking around for any kind of vacuum leak. You check here, you could check on your exhaust, look on the intake manifold, wherever you see any kind of vacuum hose and the seal or the rubbers. Right, so we don't have any problems with this vehicle, so I'm not expecting to see no vacuum leaks, but you see that we definitely got the smoke coming out. So, it was able to pump some smoke into this engine, and yeah, that's it, right? So this is the V4 smoke machine leak detector by Vxscan. Check it out. I mean, it's really good bang for your buck. It's a small unit, and I'm definitely gonna use this more on one of my videos. So stay tuned, right? Until next time, y'all take it easy. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Comments, do what you gotta do down in the box, man. I appreciate all the support. Till next time, take it easy.